successful business I started was something I do on my own.
We put the money where we could, when we could, and we funded all these things. We did it together. Janelle left, and she took that with her, and she took the profits with her. We're not getting any of that, but we helped fund it.
I'm so happy for the OG3 because finally they're getting everything that they've wanted, everything that they couldn't do when they were part of the family, and everything they sacrificed for the family. All they need is for Janelle and Meri to get their money from McMansion and Coyote Pass, and then we're good. If I were their lawyer, I would want their share that they put into McMansion and the share they put into the property to come out. That's where I stand. Because at the end of the day, if they helped Robin and Kody buy that house, they deserve a share of it, including whatever it's worth today. Not the money they put in at the time. They also need interest for the value, for the appreciation of the property. They need that. And then they need McMansion. Otherwise, Kody and Robin might as well give them, 5 acres each, and then they take 4 between the two of them and keep McMansion. That's my opinion. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Sister Wives, Season 19, Episode 18. Poor Meri, poor Meri. Because I'm really happy for Meri that she has people like Jenn in her life. People that will stand 10 toes deep behind her and hold her up when she wants to fall. I've said this before. And so the idea that she has someone who gives her honest feedback, constructive feedback is amazing. So you have Jenn and Meri, they're sitting on Meri's porch. And the way Jenn said, oh, how do you feel about us sitting on the porch? It reminded me of Robin crying, I wanted to be sat on the porch watching the grandkids. And it's like Jenn is always going. She's always going to take a dig at any opportunity. She's on the ready. I think she can't stand Kody and his wife. Anyway, so they're having this conversation, and Meri reveals in a confessional that, she's realized now that Janelle was actually trying to sort of help her when she told her that you need to lawyer up. And she had her backup. I think because of her history with Janelle, she just thought, oh, Janelle is just saying this just because, she wants me to fight with Kody. Meri has always been, irregardless of her narrative, the peacemaker. She's always been the one to keep the family secrets. And so the idea that she's realizing now, I hope she apologizes to Janelle to say, I'm so sorry that I betrayed you. I went and told Kody and Robin what you told me because I didn't know who to believe at the time. Jenn is right to say she needs to sort of take everything with a grain of salt. But at the end of the day, they both acknowledge that Janelle was actually the one who was looking after Meri's best interests. I think because of their previous relationship, before Janelle married Kody, I think this is why they've always had trust with one another. Janelle didn't want Meri to go from being the legal wife because she always knew that Meri would always be fair. And so now for her to run to Meri and say to Meri, be careful because things are about to go wild, says a lot that irregardless of the fact that they don't get along, they always will look out for each other's best interest. And so the fact that they were both sort of aware that Kody is going to try and play them, I really love this for them. I really love that they've both lawyered up because they deserve to get what they paid into this property. So I have been saying this before and I'll say it again. They deserve a piece of McMansion and they also deserve a piece of Coyote Pass. In the clip that they show, you actually hear Janelle say to Meri, you deserve a quarter, which is the truth though. She deserves a quarter because even if Janelle and Meri take a quarter each, Kody and Robin still have half of that. So they still have 7 acres. So they need to, give these ladies their 3.5, and let's go. So we have Kody meet up with this guy called Justin. Apparently, he's a real estate guy that Kody came across one of his properties and he decided to sort of recruit him to sell Coyote Pass. Kody said he's spoken to Robin. Robin has finally let go of the dream because Robin is the only one who was still holding on to the dream of Coyote Pass. So somehow he's managed to convince her and she's on board with it and she's happy for them to go ahead and sell. And it's like, this is what the other wives meant, that Robin controls this man. She controls what he says, she controls what he does, because the idea that he was still holding onto Coyote Pass and the other 2 ex-wives, Meri and Janelle, were still fighting with him and saying, we need to sell. If you don't want to sell, buy us out. I don't get it. So he's complaining, I had an ex-wife who lived here in an RV, never do that. And then I had another ex-wife, they're nagging me. And it's like, seriously, it's not that deep. It really is not that deep. Meri was right to say he didn't love me, so anything I say is going to be nagging. anything I do will be nagging. So I get where he's coming from, that because he didn't love me, he everything with her is a chore, is what more or less what you're saying. And it's like, this man is trying to outsmart these women, and these women are smart because Janelle has been the most intelligent person, I think, out of the 5 adults, and Meri is suddenly waking up from sleep and she's now ready to go to war for her share of the property. So I can't wait to see what happens with that. So you have Janelle having a conversation with Maddie and Christine. It's on what looks like a Zoom meeting, and she reveals that, with Maddie, they made an offer, and Maddie's husband, on a land in North Carolina. Their previous offers had been declined, and this time their offer was accepted. So they made an offer, and it was accepted for 165 acres of land. And it's like, wow, this is way more than what they're fighting with Kody about at Coyote Pass. So I'm so happy for her. I really am, because I remember when Janelle was crying, saying that I am so silly. Why didn't I look after myself? How can I not have anything? Because she was the one who provided the most income into the family pot. And so to leave the marriage with nothing was devastating. So to find out that finally she's managed to sort of raise money, and she's bought, well, her offer has been accepted on 165 acres is amazing for her. Apparently, they're going to be growing flowers. It seems they're going to have little Airbnbs on the property. That's a lot of land. That really is a lot of land. So they can do a lot of things. And this is what Janelle has always wanted to do, but she was looking at 4 acres. And, it's been multiplied by 40. So I could not be more happy for her. Christine reveals that she and David have managed to sort of buy a property in Moab, which they're going to use as a rental. They're just looking at their future and sort of retiring. And Christine brings up the fact that being in a monogamous relationship is totally different to being married to Kody, because with Kody, she had to convince 4 other adults every time she wanted to make a decision about anything. And so to be in a relationship whereby she just needs to sort of go one-to-one with her husband, decide on what they're doing, go ahead with it, is something that's new to her. And I love this for her. I really love this for her. Christine was lucky in the sense that she found a man like David, a man who loves her and adores the ground she walks on. Janelle was happy for her. Maddie was also happy. And for Janelle to say, oh, you got what you wanted, I got what I wanted. And we also have David, who happens to be more amazing than Kody. And it's like, that's a low blow. That's going to bruise Cody's ego when he finds out. He's really going to be upset. He expected these women to suffer after they left him, because he had McMansion and he had his wife. But it seems they're actually thriving and doing better. Christine was smart. She didn't, she took her funds out of the family pot and bought a house. And then when she left, she sold the house and off she went. Meri, yes, she still has her money in McMansion and in Coyote Pass, but at least she was smart enough to buy the inn, because at least she has something to land on. Otherwise, she would have moved out to go and rent somewhere. So I'm so happy for her, and I can't wait to see what happens there. Told this a while ago when I said Meri was being kept. Well, Meri and Janelle were being kept in the family because they were the workhorses. They were the ones that brought home the bacon, or the majority of the bacon. Everybody else just stood to benefit from their hard work, and this is now very obvious. You have Meri and Jenny continuing with their conversation, and Meri reveals that she paid into the family fund, but although she paid into the family fund, she didn't reap as much of the benefits as everybody else, because Leon went to a different school from everybody else. So Meri ended up, apparently Leon went to a private school, a private college. So Meri ended up having to pay herself for the college, and yet all the other children, the family fund paid for it. And Meri, despite her paying for Leon, despite her paying for her home, in Utah, in Parawan, she still had to pay into the family fund. And it's like, why is she paying into the family fund? You don't want to be married to her. She doesn't have any more children left for you to support. Why is she paying into the family fund? Why? I don't get that. This is why Robin kept lying to Meri, because they wanted Meri's pocket. I'm going to repeat. This is why Robin and Kody wanted Meri to remain in the family, because they wanted Meri's pocket. Meri and Janelle were good because they brought the finance. Yes, Christine brought in money. Robin brought Well, maybe she brought in money, but still, Meri and Janelle brought in the majority of the money that the family relied on. People, I remember when they moved to Vegas and Meri was talking about what she wanted in her home, people were kicking off and they were saying, why is Meri getting this? Why is Meri getting that? And some of the children even complained bitterly that, why is Meri allowed to get whatever she wants? Every time she wants something, everybody has to stop because she has to get what she wants. But Meri only had one child, so she could afford to sort of get what she wanted. It wasn't her fault that she didn't have any more children. And so you have Kody in his confessional saying, well, we had 18 children at the time. This is why I said Meri, needed only 2 acres. And besides, we had 18 children to support. And it's like, yes, you had 18 children to support. You, Kody, had 18 children to support. Janelle had 6, Christine had 6, Meri had 1. Robin had 5. But so everybody... I feel like with the family fund, if people are not willing to pay into the family fund, then they shouldn't have benefited from it. People like Robin benefited from it without even putting anything in it because Kody controlled it. And because he controlled it, he gave his favorite wife whatever she wanted. This is why he decided to buy her a home, despite the fact that she was protesting in public. And I would assume in private, she was happy that he was buying her a home. I get it now. All the other wives were used for Robin's benefit. And I think this is why Meri decided to buy her home in Parawan. And I think this is why Christine decided to buy her home when they moved to Flagstaff instead of renting. And once she bought her home, when she realized she was leaving, she just told them, I'm selling and I'm taking my money. Because she knew that at the end of the day, Kody was never going to be fair. And sadly, you have Janelle and Meri crying. This poor guy, he's really going to earn his commission on this land because Kody walks him around the property, showing him where everything is and sort of telling him stories or anecdote stories about the land. When we came here with my family, we planned on building and now my family is broken down. And so I am nervous and my ex-wives are nervous. We're all anxious because everybody's worried that the other person is going to sort of con them out of the property. I plan to sell it and I'm going to divide it 4 ways. And it's like, thank you for saying that on TV, because now these wives can take it to court and say he owned up that he was going to give us a quarter each. Where is our quarter? Give us our quarter. You have Meri and Janelle say we offered him that if he wanted, he could buy us out, but it doesn't seem like he wants to buy us out. So this is why we are adamant that we need our share. If he's going to sell, he needs to sell so that we get our share and we move on. He is moving on. And it's sad for Meri because Meri is saying she doesn't want, any spousal support now that they're divorced, because she should have asked for that when they got divorced. But at the time she was deceived into believing that they'd still have a marriage when Kody knew he was done with her. And so for her now, it's a matter of, how do I move forward? How do I make a way? How do I sort of find, a way forward? And it's really sad. It really is sad. And I don't know how they're going to move forward with that. I don't know how they're going to get their money out of this property. It seems Kody is only focused on the women's money on Coyote Pass. And it's like he's saying, I paid for one of the properties on my own. But these women bought McMansion for you. They helped you buy McMansion. So I feel like Janelle and Meri should get 4 acres each out of that land, leaving Kody and Robin with 6. Even 5 acres each, because they owed money from McMansion. If not, sell McMansion, give them their money, sell Coyote Pass, give them their shares, and everybody go their separate ways. That's my thought. I'm here for Jen putting out Meri's CV. The fact that she had Meri sort of explain or sort of detail what sort of man she's looking for, what age group, what height, what characteristic traits, that's a friend. That is a friend that you need. I really love that. Jen is going to ride for Meri. And for Kody to say, Meri wants an alpha male, but she also wants to boss him around. No one wants to be bossed around. Besides, she needs to get rid of her friends. And it's like, why do you want her to get rid of her friends? Because her friends have opened her eyes to everything you've been lying to her about for years and years and years. Is that it? Because I don't see any other reason why you'd want her to sort of get rid of her friends. Meri said, well, Jen is the most loyal person to me. So Kody understands what loyal means. So I'm never going to get rid of her. If a man loves her enough, he will see what qualities, Jen has and will decide whether or not he's up for it. And I think Jen comes across as someone who is Meri's loudest cheerleader, loudest support system, and the one who's always ready to go to war for Meri. And I think this is one of the reasons why Kody doesn't like Jen. I think he doesn't like the fact that he can't get one over Meri because Jen is always going to open her eyes and tell her for what it is. And so I can't wait for that. You have Christine. She bought a property in Moab. I thought she bought it with David, but apparently she bought it on her own. So she's decided to do this rental. Her son is even surprised because he says, Mom has never been one person to do this sort of thing. She's always relied on my dad. So with David, it seems, she's doing everything she's ever wanted to do. And David is always there as her loudest cheerleader and is behind her to do the trust fall. And it's like, this is what Christine needed. This is why she went to look for a partner that would give her what she needed. Because at the end of the day, Kody wasn't that for her. She knows her weaknesses. She knows her strengths. And sadly, she needs someone who's going to call her out and sort of support her in whatever she does and make sure that, they ground her wherever she's sort of flaying. And so to have this woman say, oh, well, the only reason we had a plan as a family, we wanted to open my sister's closet and nobody was on board with it. It was just Meri. No, because they saw it for what it was. They didn't need to come on board with you. Janelle started her own business. Meri started her own business. Christine started her own business and they ran with it. Why didn't you run with your idea if you so believed in it that much? Why want to blame everybody else that, they were not on board? And then Kody, I think, has been hit on the head so many times. Oh, well, when you're in a polygamous family, at times you need to be the head of the family in order for things to reign. I feel very bad that I didn't support her. And it's like, because you didn't have the money and the people with the money said no. They weren't willing to throw their money down the hole for something that was never going to be productive. If that didn't work, if she was that much of an entrepreneur, why didn't she come with other ideas? Make that make sense? So you have Christine's children come, they help her pack up the truck because they're taking, the furnishings for the house, and she's going to go and show David the house that she bought. So they had all their children there. But we mainly saw Payden, I think, because David's children don't want to be on camera. So that was good. I really loved that for Christine, and I'm so happy that she's found a man that will support her in everything that she does. And then you have Kody. Kody finishes off with this man. And it's like Cody's trying to outsmart these women. He doesn't realize how smart they are. And for a long time, they've allowed him to pull the wool over their eyes because they wanted to be the head of the household. And if he thinks he's going to sell this property and get away with it without them knowing he's in for a rude awakening, they're going to really surprise him, because I don't think they're going to sit there and watch him steal from them after what he's put them through over the years. So I can't wait to see what happens there. Thanks, guys, for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 17. Bye, guys.